Hey guys, welcome back to Ben & Brewing's channel. If this is your first time here, we do product reviews, tutorials, and we have a live chat feature on our website to help you through your Brew Day 911s. Check it out at benandbrewing.com. Today's video, we're doing a cleaning of the iGulu. It's not as intimidating or scary as you might think. It's actually pretty simple and quick. We're going to check that out today. As a reminder, we do have an affiliate link listed below, and if you do decide to purchase the iGulu, use coupon code benandbrewing for $179 off of your purchase. Let's check it out. First thing we have to do is we have to get the Triton keg out of the iGulu. So we'll start by taking the lid off. We'll put that aside. There's a couple different connectors in here, as you can see. So I'm going to unhook the CO2 first. And there's a little clip that holds it off to the side so it's not in the way. So we'll secure that. Next, we want to release the beer hose. But remember, this little clamp that's on there, you want to make sure you close it and completely down, because when you take off that magnetic little clip and you pull the hose out of here, you have to open the tap. And if you don't close that clamp, you're gonna spray beer everywhere. So go ahead and pull out that, we'll close it. And then you can take your iGulu Triton keg and lift it out. So now that we've got the Triton keg out, we need to give it a rinse and get ready to clean it. Now, this is under pressure, so don't forget to relieve the pressure until it completely stops hissing. Next, you want to open it up by unlocking the locking cap. If you notice when you unlatch it that you are not able to open it, it's actually because your lid has gotten unseated and has risen up because of the pressure. All you have to do is push back down on the locking ring. You'll feel the lid seat again, and then the locking ring should pop right off. Finally, next step before we actually go and rinse it, we're going to remove the lid. We're going to remove the tap line. And don't forget, when you're rinsing this out, to go ahead and open up the clamp. Otherwise, water won't run through there, won't rinse it, and the cleaning solution won't go in there either. I'm gonna go ahead and take the lid off. We're going to remove our little dip tube. And I'm sure it's not necessary, but I feel like it is. This comes unscrewed, the beer port. So go ahead and unscrew it and give it a rinse as well. If your lid has stuff on it, maybe some crossin or some things, you could definitely give it a rinse. I don't think you really need to put this in cleaning solution. So let's get this thing rinsed and we'll be right back. All right, next we're going to take and fill up the iGulu Triton keg with hot tap water, about as hot as your tap water can get. We're gonna fill it all the way up above the crossin line, or really where there's junk that you see on the inside. That's how much you're gonna fill it up. Once you put your hot water in, make sure you add some powder brewery wash, which I seem to have lost my spoon somewhere in the bottom, so we're just gonna eyeball this. Should not take a lot. We're gonna stir it around a little bit. Make sure it gets nice and dissolved. And then all those parts that you took apart, we're gonna drop them in. Again, make sure your dip tube or your beer line is unclamped so the cleaning solution gets in there and our beer out, for lack of a better word. Okay, I'm gonna just put the lid on it a little bit, keep some of the heat in there. We're gonna let that soak for 30 minutes and then we're gonna come back. After your Triton keg has sat for 30 minutes and you've allowed all that chemical to work, we're going to then take it over. We're gonna scrub it out a little bit with a soft cloth or like a soft sponge. Don't use a bristle brush or anything too harsh, because you don't want to scratch the inside of this vessel, because that will lead to bacteria harboring inside the scratches and then you can't get to it and you end up with infected beer. So take very good care of your keg. Let's go rinse it now and we'll reassemble it. All right, so you rinsed everything out, inside and outside. It is clean and sparkly. Next, you want to dry the parts. If you're planning on brewing again immediately, I wouldn't worry about drying the inside, more the outside, so you don't introduce moisture inside of your iGulu and all those refrigerated components. If you're not planning on brewing for a while, you can certainly dry the inside of it. You don't need to though, because you can store it upside down and let everything drain out. We'll give the lid a dry. Make sure when you're cleaning, you're inspecting all of your parts. You want to make sure, because especially the parts that are clear, there's no other junk and things that are left. If you immediately clean out everything as soon as you're done fermenting, as soon as the keg is empty, you won't have a buildup of gunk, and you shouldn't have to really scrub it out too much. You will with the crossing that comes in here, but most of the tubing should stay pretty clean. If you notice an issue where things are starting to build up, get yourself a little tiny brush. They sell them at brewer supply stores that you can run through lines and tubes to brush out anything that might accumulate. And next we're going to reassemble the lid. Go ahead and put that back on. Make sure it's snug. Don't over tighten it though. Dip tube goes back in the bottom of the straw. And then this will clip on here when ready to brew. So if you are going to be ready to brew again, you want to go ahead and put your sanitizer in here, go ahead and assemble everything, pop everything back on, and then you're good to go. And that's all there is to it. Cleaning the iGulu is super simple if you follow those steps, and you'll be back to brewing before you know it.